Okay. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm just listening. Let me just make sure everything is actually working. Okay, seems to be working really good. Come on. All right. So we're gonna make this go public. No, 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 not yet, not yet. So for switch this, let me pop up good dots. I'm just testing my mic, by the way. All right, public done. All right, we are live. Welcome, guys, and yeah, welcome to this live stream. I just bought a new mic, so I'm just want to like test it out, see before I even try a dev vlog. So rate the mic quality from I don't know 1 to 10. It's a low budget mic, by the way. Do not think I bought some kind of professional standard mic. Very low budget. Did some OBS tweaking to actually make it sound good. That I don't know. So yeah, give me your feedback. But until then, let me start working on the game. So I know you're probably wondering like, why am I not working on the 3D one? I'm working on that. I'm on a break for that because I'm working on that for like a long time and I'm exhausted. So I'm just leaving it for now. But I'm just like working on my old games and I want to re-upload them back on Play Store. So I'm just making it a bit better. So there's some changes that have happened since the last time I streamed, and as you can see, there's like some buttons, gun switching, and some buttons, and the enemies. I even made it a slasher once. If you're on my Discord, yeah, currently have it. Like you can play the slashing version. I dropped a link to that. But everyone who played this say they like the shooting version better. So I want to be working on this shooting. By the way, the shooting is still two joystick. Um, let me see, gonna shift. Oh, touch screen. I'm also checking using a different network so I can, if I want to start streaming, I can actually stream consistently. But I'm checking also the how much data is going to consume for like a 1 hour stream. Alright, so from now to like 12:30 or 1 o'clock, I'll stop. Alright, so currently I have two buttons here. That's one for shooting, one for. By the way, this is Godot 3. So you can see this one is actually for shooting and this one is for moving around. So currently if you just touch, I have a button in it that actually is called shoot. So I want to make it so that if it like gets past a dead zone, and I think there's this dead zone stuff. So if it gets past a dead zone, for example, let me see, if I reset this back to 10, I think dead zone is like, no, okay, dead zone is not the clamp zone. Okay, dead zone is not the clamp zone. So what's the dead zone? I don't know what the dead zone is this asset. By the way, this is an asset. A virtual joystick asset can basically get it from the asset library. Just slash joystick. Oh yeah, supposed to make this not disturb, so you can see that. All right, so virtual joystick. Yeah, this is it. Virtual joystick. Is it this guy? Yeah, I think this is it. This is the one I'm using. But I've been. Is there's also for Windows 4 too. So yeah, and it's really good. All right, so but the clamp zone is basically what like can overstretch out, and I set it to 10. So I'm going to use this dead zone to make it like shoot instead of when you press the button it immediately shoots. So I'm going to use the dead zone. Let me get over to the player. Yeah, if it's good for all these things to be open because I worked on it last. So in the weapons manager, I think the weapon class script, I have something that actually rotates replace the sprites if the dead zone is has been reached. Let me see, where is that stuff? Um, where is it? Aim direction. If joystick rotation dot length greater than 0.3, this is also be a dead zone. I think. Let me stop using magic numbers. Let me set this to a dead zone. So um, over dead zone, joystick dead zone, joystick dead zone. What the hell? So it's a float. Why is that red? Which is equal to 3. But why is this 0.3? Sorry. But why is this red? Wait, float. I guess go to 3. Oh my god, it's been a while. Alright, so this is really the joystick dead zone for rotation and stuff, and I'll create a new one for control okay, control D. Ah shit. Control D, yeah, it's not control shift D yet. Like with those four. So yeah. Um so yeah, let me see. And I'll set this to 0. I'll set it to 1. Let's see how what 1 does. 1.0. Okay, yeah, it's joystick dead zone. Let me say choose joystick or joystick shoots dead zone. Joystick shoots dead zone. So what I will do is in the joystick button, I will get rid of this guy. Don't really want to get rid of him totally, so I will just click this and drag him away so we can know what's going on here. So now the next thing is we need to find a way to get this joystick. Well, I think it's the same thing because we already have a rotation. Already this look up, look left, look right is basically what's in that joystick. So, okay, so right now, let's change this to joystick dead zone, joystick dead zone. Okay, and if joystick rotation dot length is greater than that, aim direction or rotation dot angle. So let's just say L if joystick rotation dot length is greater than joystick shoot dead zone. Shoot dead zone. How do you make something? I think you can do input dot press action press shoot. Yeah, let me see if this actually works. What is it? This is simply pressing the specify button. Yeah, in specify action. Scan can be a number, whatever, whatever. All right, so let me test it out and see if that works. Uh oh, yeah, I see that I've not done this. By the way, I'm using a JSON that was passed me. Not now. I use the resource. Let me see if type of data equal data. Okay. I think somewhere around there, I'm going to be like, I'm going to be like for keys, key keys in for key in data, for key in data. Yeah. Ah, I forgot it. I forgot that I did it. Like, know what? Know what? I think I'm just going to quickly go and get that script. Forgotten how I did it. Yeah, like okay, for keys in data, want to basically what I want to do is for this. error right here because of this JSON as like I added a new key and it's basically causing it to crash. So I want to make it in a way that you can, if I add a new key later in the future, it will just append it to the game data so that updates won't crash other updates. So for key in data, I think you say game data. Mm, yeah, I've forgotten how I did it. Let me just switch back to the slasher branch, leave my changes. This is why I use GitHub. I have two versions of the game, the burger slasher and the normal shooting version. So reload everything. So it's going to switch over to the branch. Everything is switched. So now I can go over to the global script, control O global. And yeah, this is for key in data.keys. That's it. For keys in data.keys, game data key equal data. This is what I basically needed. This is what I basically needed. So I'm just going to copy it. By the way, if you want to see the slashing version, let me just show you guys what the slashing version looks like. So, in my uh, it's too loud. I hate those music. All right, so this is the slashing version. So, like I see, it's a knife, stab, stab, stab. But everybody basically said the shooting version is much more fun and better. So I just, scrapped it. So yeah, just know in one universe, maybe this is the version that is actually like playable. But it's really easy. That's one thing. Like it was really, really easy using in playing this version. And it was hard to balance. So on that reason. So now that I have this, you can switch back to the other branch. Oh, come on, man. Okay, going back to the main branch. View stash, keep the stash, restore. Mhm. So I'm going to reload everything again and go back to the global scripts. Yeah, that's basically it. All right, then going to run again and supposed to not be using this, but let me see. Yeah, no, no, it's too. The test zone is too close. It's basically attacking immediately. Wait, check the global script and come. Let me check something. Peaceful equipped through, bat equipped through. It's supposed to have both million. This now. Why can't I switch them? Let me go and delete that data folder. Okay, so the dead zone is too close, so I'm going to go back to here, extend the weapon, click this, and um, yeah, this is it. So the joystick shoot dead zone is too close, so I'm going to increase it. Let me just use something like 10 and see how it goes. Okay, let's see how it goes. Come on, stop shaking. Okay, let me use this. It's still working if you even press shoot. Like, you can just. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, okay. I think this is good. Close this thing. Project setting. I think because of input map. Shoot. Okay, no, global. I think that's in global. Like the mouse is actually the one doing the shooting stuff. But I said if it's not this thing. Okay, I think I'm going to just scrap all of this for now. I need to test that and this in dead zone stuff. Okay, so no shooting at all. No shooting. But if the dead zone is one, come in. Let me see. Take this back and test it again. Still no shooting. Okay, let's test this again. Yo, what the hell? What just happened? What just happened? What's going on? Let's say this thing back to one. Okay, one is okay. Let me set to five. I just want the dead zone to be a little bit high so that I can set that stuff. Okay, five is still not doing anything scary. So let me go back and check the suit. You know what? I think I should just print this. Then just print the just rotation effect. Let me just print it so I can actually like know what's going on, know what figure I want to set. So right now it's zero, it's one, 0 point. This is 0 point. Around this area it's like 0.6. So when it goes here, this is basically one. Okay, it's being clamped at one. What is clamping it at one? Okay, then in that case, so if I set zero was like 0.8 or something like that. 0.8. Let's see. Why is this not shooting? Um, let's print shoot here. Okay, let me see. Did it ever print shoot? It never did. Hmm. If it's greater than the this thing, it's actually greater than it. Am I making sense? Just shoot test zone now. 0.8. So it's supposed to actually work. Let me set it to zero. Okay. Now we shoot. Mm, I have to also make an Let me make this separate so I can give it an else input dot think action release shoot. So stop shooting once you let go of the and this in the action. Yeah, this is zero. Like once when it gets to that end, that's when it actually shoots. Not so what's going on? Let's try again. Okay, seems to work now. You can basically look around, but once you extend it, like why didn't it work the last time? Once you extend it, it then shoots. So let me see what if I set to 1.0, what will happen. And was like this, it doesn't shoot. So yeah, so it gets to the highest limit. It's basically like mini militia. If you know that game, that's basically what I'm doing here. So yeah, it works. But I feel like I want to extend the dead zone a bit. So let it be um but the joystick rotation dot length cannot exceed 1.0. I think I'll just leave it like that. So a mini militia, so I think that's basically what we did. So yeah, that's done. So yeah. Okay. So what do I do next? Ah, I see what do I do next. So I can delete this shoot button here. Okay, what I was working on last time I think was an enemy spawning system. Something that will spawn enemies. Basically the same thing I use in my 3D hack and slash game, Heavenly Ghost or Loom, if I want to call it. So basically took it over here and I'm making it work with this guy. So how it works is it takes an array of all the enemies as their pattern and then spawns them based on maximum wave, enemies per wave, and all that. All this is settable. I will still make this random because I want to make this game a little bit roguelike ish. So each time you play the game is different enemies you get, different number of waves, everything is basically random. So you can get a new experience every time. I'll also check auto time maps later, but I don't really know if it can actually work. It'd be nice to like the game automatically just generates, the number of tiles. Then it can also just imagine if you can also set the number of levels you even playing until before you fight the boss. Like that would be crazy. But for now, I just want to do this game and upload it on Play Store and go back to working on my other game. So yeah, let's go back to actors, enemies, hot dogs, and start dragging them in here. Don't know if it will just work like that. Yeah, it works. So the one, hot dog two, those are the two enemies that I want to just test with. Okay, so 2D. Let me run it and see if it will crash. If it crash, I fix whatever is causing it to crash. Okay, it didn't crash, but nothing else. Drag this to the middle and turn on spawn. Enemy variety, increase that to 1 so it's random and spawn. Mm, nothing's happening. Nobody's being spawned in. Let me go back to the spawn enemy code and print something. bring the enemy spawned. Let's see. Is there something I'm supposed to do? Like a timer? I think I'm supposed to have a timer. Oh no. I think spawn. Oh, spawn enemies. Okay, okay, okay. Before I brought it here, I actually like before it just automatically spawn, but I turned that off. So spawn enemy. So let's try that again. Now you're talking. This is the kind of errors I wanted to see. So spawn position vector 2 and vector 3. Yeah, global position, because that's 3D stuff. This is 2D, so global position plus offset. Vector 2 and vector 3. Whoa, 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 hold on. Oh, offset is vector. I'm not even going to be using this offset again, sir, because these dot stuff, these spawn positions are basically what I'm going to be using to spawn them. It's not random for that. It's going to have fixed spawn positions. I'm going to just go through iterate through all of them. Yeah, it spawned one enemy, but I can't see the enemy. So probably spawned him like somewhere not in the scene, something like that. So let's see, get parent of our child enemy. Not also to get parents, also spawn the enemy yourself. All of them are supposed to be like a child of you. Am I sure about that? You know what? Let's add a new node and call it enemy container, which is where all the spawned enemies they are going to be. Enemy containers. Container. So this is that. So I'll instead of using get parent, I'll say get node. Get node enemy. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Why is get no nodes? Why you get no nodes like referencing what I'm trying to get? Pick it. Get the enemy container dot add shard enemy. Okay. Uh, and, global position also not transform. This is is there a way to set enemy as no? There's no way. All right, let's test it again. Okay, first enemy is spawned here. That's where I set it in the map. It's not where I set it. Sha. It's supposed to be like using a radius thingy, so makes sense. But it's still spawned in there, which is weird. It's also randomized. And why is this spawning only the same enemy? Let me keep it here. Let me see. Nothing showed. But why is it only one enemy? Supposed to be multiple of them. Let's see. N dot global position. It's only one enemy spawning. But I have two enemies there. Enemies per wave set to three. Tell me I have to like rewrite this thing again. Well, I actually didn't write it, it was AI. But I understand how it works. Let's see. Maximum wave, enemies per wave is three. Supposed to spawn at least two or three enemies, but it's only spawning one. Oh, that's what that wild loop was for. Yeah, I think that's because of me. Let's see. If anything is empty, okay, if any variety equals zero, I'm missing zero else. If any gonna return. Yeah, let me see. Let me just go to GitHub and get that code back. History, think that's like, yeah, enemy spawner 2.0 GD. Okay, yes, that's not it. Come on, load them now. Isn't there a way to like search for something? No, I don't think this is it. I think this was when I imported it. Spawn enemy. Well, I can't see the wild loop. Wait, how many enemies? Active enemy person equals one. The active enemies are going to check, or is it what we need to add them to like um an array. So one active enemies is lower than max enemies per week. We want to be running this code so it instances all the enemies. So let's see. Okay, it spawned the three enemies, so that works. But their position is still the same thing. Let me increase this spawn radius to like I don't know, 100. Let's see what happens. Okay, now they are spread out. Let me run it again and see if they are going to still be in the same position. Why are they still in the same position? That's the question. Wait, randomize. Yeah, there's no randomize, so that's why. Okay, okay, now it works. So, Okay. So now the next thing I want to do is basically make them spawn according to these positions. So create another node 2D. Now call this spawn positions. Going to add them as a shadow of this, and I'm going to make the position basically iterate between, it is going to randomize between all the children here. So that is for this position stuff, spawn positions. I'm going to just get rid of all of this. I'm not going to be using that, but I think I'll just comment it out just for now. So spawn position is going to be, right, so spawn position is going to be a random generated stuff. So it's going to be, mm, what do I do? How do I do this? But selected spawn position equals get node spawn. Why is this get node stuff not, like referencing the this thing? Spawn positions dot get children. So it's going to return an array, and the next thing I'm going to do is going to say, um uh, gi- oh god, I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Every time this in there is spawn position shuffle. Yeah, selected position dot shuffle. It's going to return a value. So I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to drop in here equals, no, that's not it. That's not it. The selected position dot shuffle, and I'm going to say spawn position equals selected position 0. So whatever node is going to be like the first thing there after the shuffle, shuffle is going to randomize them, like, like shake them up, put them in random places. Then it's going to pick the first position that comes out in this node. So why I use get to spawn position dot get children is so that I might add more positions in the future. So it will just add it, work with anyone that's going to be added. So spawn position, does global position also. So I'm going to use global position for this because this returns only the node. No, I think I can just do this here. The global position, and then spawn position is that. So let me run it and see if it will crash. Yeah, it didn't. It didn't. And let's see, one, two. I think that worked. I think that worked. Let's run it again. Yeah, it works. It works. Let me spread them out. But now there's not going to be another issue. Should I use go back to offset then control? But no, if I use offset, the issue is that sometimes there can be like, I don't know, somebody, um there can be like, they can just spawn inside maybe in between a wall or something because of the way the map is. For example, something like this. Not even something like that, but they can spawn in between maybe something that's in the middle. That's why I want to use that offset. I want to be able to specify the spawn positions. Nah, but now I have to fix this because this is not good. Really selecting one of them and just sticking to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a trace between them. So instead of just shuffling it, um, um shuffle walk. Um, how did I see it? I've seen somebody done that before. I think you add a figure to it. Okay, selected position equals one get children. Now for each time you add a figure, let me see, you add a variable called bar. Why the hell didn't this thing like okay, because that's it. This thing. So let me say bar spawn position offset. Spawn position offset is going to be equal to 0. So when we're going to spawn, each time the while loop runs, it's going to like this figure here. I'm going to cancel this shuffle. This figure here, this 0. Hmm. Think. I think this is going to be spawn position offset, right? Spawn position offset, and then we increase it by 1. So say spawn position offset plus or equals 1. So basically, what is going to happen is each time when it run the while loop, it's going to come here. This is going to be this when it reaches here. The first one is going to be 0. It spawns the first position. Second time is going to be 1, like that. And I think I still need to shuffle it, but not every time, but just once. I need to shuffle this, but just once. And if I want to shuffle it once, I need to shuffle it outside the while loop. Yeah, I'm going to like take this out of here, place it here. So let's one position dot shuffle. So it shuffles it every time you call this thing. Every time we call the spawn at different iterations, it's going to be like different. It's not going to be the same thing, but the same thing every time. Oh, because sometimes they're going to be more than only 3 positions. So let me run this in and see if this works or it doesn't work. Oh my god, bruh. Doesn't work. Supposed to work now. Let me see. Print this guy. Print spawn position offset. Almost running out of time. Soon end this stream. So let's see again. Basically just says 1 1 1 1 1, which is wrong. It's supposed to. Am I increasing it at the wrong time? Hmm. No, it just says 0 0 0 0 0. What is going on here? Small position offset. Uh-huh. Why isn't it increasing? Okay, let me bring this guy back here first. Let me just bring him back here first. But I'm not going to shuffle. Let's see what happens. Still the same thing. Totally understandable, sir. Still the same thing. Um, what's going on here? Okay, let's see. I think that's why. That's why. That's why 012. So what was basically happening was this pawn position offset was basically being caused there is a like since I stated the variable inside the while loop, so it was always 0 or 1 every time. So by placing it outside the while loop, it works. So I can take these guys also up there and shuffle it so that enter my cost point is going to be like how going to be different. Okay, so let's test it again. I'm going to delete this print. Always delete the print after you're done with it. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, just the same way. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more positions so that you can see the difference. Let me just add like 6 more and you'll see how it switches. So right now I can say you picked one of them at the father saying run it again. It's supposed to give you a different variation each time. Different variation each time. So that's basically what I was trying to work on. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to actually test it out in a level which is supposed to spawn enemies. Then after they are all killed, it's supposed to spawn a new batch. But it's supposed to have an area node that basically checks how many and when the enemies are set to 0. Yeah, this on area body exited stuff. So let me just add that real quick. Area 2D, add the collision shape to it. I wish Godot would just make it in a way that whenever you have something like area node or kinematic body, it just automatically, comes in with a area node. I think a box shape will be much more better. So I can basically test it out in everything. Okay, and connect the body exited to the enemy spawner. Uh, where's the signal? I don't know if you could notice buggy or what's like on area body existence. This is a definitely a function, but it's not signal is connected, but it's not updating the script. I think I'll need to restart Godot. Let me restart Godot real quick. Okay, Let me test it again. Go back to the enemy spawner. Okay. Yeah, to the body then connect. Aha. Now it appears. That was a bug from Godot. Yeah, what happened now? What I do? Active enemies minus equals one. So whenever the enemies they die and they, get they get undetected by the exit the area body is going to tell these enemy spawner that active enemies reduce and um it spawns supposed to spawn new enemies immediately. It's supposed to, immediately like the active enemies are lower. This one currently the person equals one for high in range of yo. So that is actually done here. Then oh shit. So there was no need for all this while loop shenanigans. I was actually calling the wrong function. Disadvantage of letting AI code for you. You don't know how your code works. Okay, it works. Why is oh boy. But now everything is basically being shuffled. This shuffling is being called here. So what do I do to make this shuffle not work every time you call spawn enemy? Mm, damn it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to leave it where it was before. I'm going to see say spawn waves, but I'll just call enemy put equals one spawn enemy. I'm not going to be checking it here. I'm going to be checking it in the spawn enemy function. So it does that for me because it's much more better. Yeah. Don't want the enemies to spawn the same place twice. Gotcha. Alright, so I'm gonna test it out in level one. Alright, so this is level one. And you can see it's already enemies fixed already, but I'm going to delete them and test out the enemy spawning thingy. Alright, so click this no, instance the enemy spawner. So this will be the enemy spawner. I'm going to set it here. Editable children. Editable children. So I'm going to set the enemies per wave just to get rid of this spawn radius. So since I don't even use that spawn radius, get rid of that. So this is the enemy container. I'm going to therefore set this guy. But before you do that, you need to come by and set it to make unique. If not, it's going to override the shapes. So going to make this area node like this. So it detects whenever the enemies are dead and will initiate the next wave. Hopefully, not tested out if that's actually still working. So enemies per wave is three maximum wave interval. What's wave interval? For max wave, I'm going to set it to like two, and then spawn is going to work already. So enemies variety. Yeah, a set of one, so it's going to spawn both types of enemies. Okay. And spawn position. The spawn positions going to make sure they are all inside here. This one is here. This one is, let me just place it out. This one is in the wall. This is why using that instead of the radius stuff will work, but in case there's an obstacle in the middle, it's not going to work. That's going to be problematic. All right, let's test. Okay. Let me use my controller. Bruh. Bruh. Like, bro is outside the map, and what he's shooting is actually like everything just messed up. Everything is just messed up. Like, what is going on? He's shooting here, but the bullet is spawning from somewhere else. Let me see if I can kill him. Wait, why? Why is the bullet getting deleted immediately? I think it's because of this guy, and I think the bullet has an area deleting stuff. Let me see, projectile, pistol projectile. Yeah, it collides with the world. So since the enemy spawner, this area noticing the world collision, that's why it's doing that. So just make it collide only with the enemies. So the next problem is the spawning. They are being spawned weirdly. So let me see. Enemy container dot shard enemy. Should I work on the spawn position? Maybe make it a local position. What's what will I even do here? Sef? Um Let me just test it out first. Test first and see. Okay, the positions are actually now, but the bullets, the projectiles are just spawning where they are supposed to spawn. Wait a minute. Not supposed to be pressing shoot before it works. Okay, what the hell is going on here? Why is everything like broken? Everything is just broken. Those guys supposed to enter the player, but you're just there glitching. And this is bad. This is really bad. Okay, so that can be fixed easily. Sha. Take these guys, raise them up, put them in a higher level, lower level than the player, so they will spawn underneath the player. That's totally understandable. Um, but what the hell is going on? So the spawn position actually works. I know not supposed to be doing position and global position, but sometimes I don't know why good dot it works. But now the next problem is the projectiles and every other thing is just weird. So I'm going to try something first. I'm going to do add shard enemy. Not going to put them in a container because to be honest, there's actually like no need for that. So let's see. Yeah, they basically don't even. they, whoa. Okay, I put them to nasty bad. Anyway, I'm not even hearing any audio. No wonder. All right, so bro, kind of problem is this in house there? Um, adding them as a child doesn't really work, so I'll stay at this back. What's going on? What's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong? So first things first, in the original level, the enemies are in this layer. They are like you just get added to only one node that's the hierarchy in the hierarchy. Just yeah. MC. Yeah, I agree. Sorry. Yeah, everything is basically like I can't remember to be honest. Like let me go and just cross check, but I think they are all supposed to be probably I don't really know. Let me just check it out. Let me just check it out. So I Makatudi knows actually like my own experience, like they don't really matter. That's why I just basically use is it Makatudi or is it position 2D nodes? The position part is not actually a problem. It actually works. You can also use a node 2D for it. You know that in 3D game in 3D there's no position 3D. Basically just still use node 3D. So and I think in Godot 4 I'm not even sure if position nodes even exist anymore because there's actually no need for them. But I'm going to check the projectiles right now and see if they are spawning at where they are spawning from because that's where the issue might be. So these two. Let me test the enemy pistol first. And yes, past me was using a position 2D node as you can see here. Enemy pistol projector, good. Oh, position is now marker. Oh, well, this is Godot 3, Sha. I didn't know. I was looking for it when I was in Godot 4. I didn't see it, so I just started using Node 2D like that. I thought they have gotten rid of it. So I guess I should just make that a marker node instead then than risking it. So let me just make the position 2D node. So in here, just marker 2D. I'm going to check that when I open Godot 4 later. I know I looked for position nodes like a lot. I didn't see them, so I just started using node 2D like that. And in 3D, like there's no position node or marker node, so you just basically use 3D nodes like that as to spawn positions. So let me check back to the pistol. Oh god, oh god. So then I see what past me did. I'm like, what the hell, man? So as you can see here, yeah, get parent. Okay, so basically, if you check here, you can see that get parent is this one dot. Oh my god, bruh. Let me just switch this. Let me try owner. I don't know why owner doesn't work every time. Do you know why? Let me just set that as owner. Global position. Everything is using global position. But let me just try this. Ah, so is this how you have been making noises? Okay, still doesn't work. Still does the same thing, but at least I can use owner. Let me use local position then. Okay, it's working. Why the hell doesn't this thing save? Not even on this society was making nonsense. Um, so it's working right now. So wait. That wasn't right. Yeah, the position is not right. It's a bit weird. You can see it's spawning like a little bit away from it. Even if explosions go up on that. Spawning like up here, like behind it. I think because of the rotation. Let me also make it local. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your assist. Thank you very much. It's only me, I will be breaking my head. Ah, hell nah. Come on nah. Nope, still doing the same thing. Still spawning, not at the marker. But why is that? And it literally just going its own position. Like it's it's not following the rotation of the bullets now. Just going its own way. Let me try something. Let me still use global to local rotation. Just save this data now. So the global to local works for the rotation a bit, but the spawn position is still weird. At least it's moving towards where the bullet aims at. But why is it that global? The game is about a burger. Uh, it's really about a burger like other foods like hot dogs and all the rest. They invaded the burger restaurants around the world and took over them. So the burger basically it was sent to like take them back, defeat all the chase all the hot dogs and all the other foods that have overtaken the burger restaurants, like kill them, pursue them out of it and reclaim the burger restaurants. That's basically what the game is about. So yeah. Um okay, I wanted to check something. So this is the position to the node. Right now, set it to look at. I think I use look at. This thing doesn't even work, safe. Going to do that. Look at global player position. So why is it being weird? Transform, rotating. This is what is supposed to be happening, but somehow it spawns in the runners offset. I think it's because I'm using this anchor stuff. Let's let's try that again. The first shooting is always like on point. Nope, still spawning at the wrong position. But the muzzle flash is actually where it's supposed to be. So just the bullet spawning that's the issue. Come on. Let me see what happens if I take this guy up this hierarchy. So get no position 2D. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Nope, still the same problem. Still spawning at the wrong position. I think it has to do something like, wait, let me check the projectors. Let me check the projectors. Yeah, it's in the original position. It's in its original position. Mm. Let me just reset it back to that. Back this guy back here. What's wrong here? Just slightly spawning at the wrong position. Just a little bit offset from the position. Let me do something stupid. Let me just do something stupid. Yeah, that basically doesn't work. That basically doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. Ah, God. Okay, let me see something. Let me say get parent attached child. I don't know if it's because of being added to like, um, but it's going to be weird because they are going to see the same thing. Even as added it there. Let me get rid of these guys and see if it actually like works. So have this thing here. Let me just even these guys. Just oh, there's no projectile enemy yet. Ah, come on. Let me turn this back to normal. Let me go to level level. I think level 3. There is one there. No, there's probably a lot. No, there's nothing. Okay, yes, look at 12 them down here. Let me just quickly see how those guys operate. Yeah, DS2 is actually DS2 is actually freaked up and just turn off this volume. DS2 is actually messed up too. Mm, seriously, what do I do here? When I think I've tried position before. Let me try it again. I think I've tried lookup before and it was messed up. Well, now it not spawn with did not spawn with any projectiles. What's going on now? Not that I need them projectile enemies. Not spawn any projectile enemies. Okay, still the same thing. And you can see that when you use local totally, they just go their own way, like they just keep moving left or something. That's why I was using um, global slash. Let me try global. Still the same thing. Just keeps going left, like it doesn't obey the. But let me see the spawn. Yeah, it still spawns weirdly. So the rotation is global. Now it's actually working well. But the position, for Christ's sake, what is going on with that position? Why is it being offset? Wait, let me confirm if projectile enemy piece of projectile, and this is it. Everything is set to normal. It's not even set at top level or anything, any of that. Whew. Let me just do something funny again. Get parents who should be the enemy, right? I think. Wait, wait, let me hot dog. Okay, get parents. Yeah, the position is the shadow of the gun that is rotating. You can see it here. This is the position 2D node. It's under the anchor, which is under the gun. And as I'm rotating the, let me hide the visibility enabler stuff. So as I'm rotating the, you can see that it's rotating also. So it's supposed to rotate with it. The problem is not the rotation right now, it's the position, the spawn position of the bullet. Why won't it rotate with it? Because the lookout script is in the parent node. Why won't it rotate with it? I mean, like the position node is like being offset. Let me see. Right position. Oh, let me just check something now, real quick. Okay, parent. Okay. I want to just try what was already here before. See if that will work. Because it was working before, but as soon as I started spawning this enemy spawner stuff, yeah, that doesn't work. Ah, what's going on here now? Okay, let me try something. Let me just make it spawn in the like the position of the main node itself, which is this middle. Let's see what's going to happen. It works. You can see it's spawning exactly at that position. So what's going on with that position 2D node? Why is this position 2D node being messed up? Let me see. Let me try the anchor. Let me try the anchor again. Once I put it on the anchor doesn't work. I think the problem is from that anchor or not. Wait, let me use the global position of the anchor and see. 'It doesn't work, but it's still being offset. but when I use the node origin, the position, it works. What's going on? Response exactly at that point. There are two ways I can do this. I can offset it with code, so it always will be than using a marker. But why is it that the children position is like not accurate to the parent? Why is that? Position dot x and that's 11. You can say vector 2 position and then should be 11.5 position dot y. And just slide this and see. Messed up. You want to say a quick like add the position after you add the projectile to the scene. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Okay. That's something. Let me see. Let me use global position. It's kind of like way worse than before. Charge yourself to correct. Ah, come on. Yeah, I think at this point I'm just going to go and ask everything like what the fuck is going on. Hmm. Let me use global position and see again. Let's just see. Reply. Come on, man. Give me a spawning projector enemy. Bruh. Okay, you know what? Go by any spawner, any size to give this guy. Spawning as one position. All local position. Let's see. Still doesn't work. Mm, try this. Was oh boy, this is going to be a huge benefit. It's almost 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here. Next time I might do this off screen, but yeah, I don't know when I'll stream again. If I'll stream tonight or tomorrow too by this time, but based on the data I've checked some stuff. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for your assist, MC eBay. Thanks for your assist. I hope I mentioned the name right. And um, yeah, I'll see you the next time I stream or in the next video. Uh, Peace.